Since my first ever open house, I've done quite a few of them in both condos and houses, so I now have a pretty good idea on what I'm doing. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So a couple months back I released a video on my first ever open house, and I got some feedback saying that I didn't explain what I was doing at all. Now that I have a better idea, let me explain. Since I'm a new agent, I don't have my own listings, so the first thing I need is to try to find one. And I need to find an agent from my own brokerage who would let me to do an open house for them. And I do that normally through asking agents I know personally and emailing agents whom I don't know. Once I get their permission, it's preparation time. For an open house to be successful, the biggest section of my work is to try and advertise my open house. Of course, I need to pull the property information up, study the area for a little bit, and get to know the house I'm selling. You know, all the basic stuff I can find in the feature sheet. So from my own experience, there are basically 3 ways to advertise an open house. Number 1, the most basic thing is to announce it on the real estate board, and that's how people can see it on websites like realtor.ca. Number 2, call everyone in that neighborhood. So I'll go to Telelisting, which is a provider that more or less gives you the landline numbers in that area. If it's a condo, I would call the entire building and the surrounding buildings. If it's a house, I'll just call the entire neighborhood. And lastly, you can try the traditional door knocking method, but that only applies to houses or townhouses because, of course, you can't just go to a condo building and start knocking on people's door. After I finish the advertising part, I personally like to check out the actual property beforehand. And because it's not my own listing, so I'll book an appointment a couple of days prior and see the place so that I know the ins and outs of a property and the neighborhood. You know, where to park, where to put up signs, so I leave no surprises on the day of. And on that visit, I would usually bring a few open house flyers that I made. If it's a condo, I'll bring some food or drinks for the concierge and confirm where I can put up signs or flyers. If it's a house, I'll bring some flyers as well and door knock on the neighbors if the weather permits. Before I leave for the open house, I make sure I have the following list prepared. First off, sign-in sheets, feature sheets, business card, and a pen. Then I'll bring a please enter sheet. Next up, I'll have the information packages ready, which are comprised of properties in that area, and depending on the person walking into my open house, I'll give them different packages accordingly. I would also prepare myself for any additional questions on the property, and that includes, the age of the house, furnace status, hot water tank, rental information, etc. I just want to be as prepared as possible so people don't caught me off guard, and you bet that has happened to me. Some of the information I can find them online, but I do always talk to the listing agent to see if they have any additional information sheets. Before I go, I always check to make sure I put enough signs in my car, and that include my open house signs, direction signs, and taking off your shoes sign. And last but not least, I would also bring some snacks and drinks along the way. Once I get there, the first thing I do is to put up all the open house signs and get the keys. Then I'll go into the house, turn on all the lights, and put the sign-in sheets, feature sheets, and food and drinks on the table or wherever they should be going. After I've staged everything, I normally just put some music on. Then I just wait. And that's pretty much everything. Oh, and after you finish your open house, don't forget to put everything away and put the property back to its original state. And make sure to lock the doors. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you find this video interesting. Comment down below if you have any new video suggestions for me. I'll see you next time!